Asylum Live, March 20th, 2025, with our special guest, Cookiecad. This is Melissa, by the way. Hey, what's your secret hobby?
Oh, sewing.
Sewing. We'll have to ask more questions about that, guys. But if you are not familiar with what we do around here, we talk to the creators and makers that all of you love, and we get to know them better. Not what they do, but who they are and why they do what they do. So right now, we're going to start with the first question. We're going to turn to Melissa, because this is the one I've really wanted to know. How did you and your husband meet?
Oh. All right. So we were set up by a matchmaker, but...
Wait, is this like the matchmaker, like the whole traditional kind of matchmaker
yes,
thing?
This lady gets paid by the moms to set kids up. But
so cool.
Listen, our moms did not go to her. She just knew both of us. And she's like, oh, I feel like you would go together, even though she never met him. He's sitting over there, so I'm pointing.
Yeah, he's right there.
She just knew that he existed, and she knew me when I was little. She's really close friends with my aunt. So anyway.
Okay, so.
Would you be interested in going on a date with this random guy? And so I was feeling a lot of pressure to get married, so I never said no to a date. I went out with a lot of good people.
Now,
and not that they were bad, but like, okay. One time, this guy was supposed to go on a date. He came in to New York to go on a date. And his date fell through. So someone called me. He's like, do you want to go on a date with this guy? I was like, fine. We'll go out for like TCBY. New Yorkers, TCBY.
Yep.
So he comes to the door, and I look through the peephole, and he's bald, but not like shaved, and it's cool, like losing his hair. And I was like 22.
Yeah.
Like, this is not fair.
That's why I wear hats.
But you're not 20. You're not 20. I'm not against
I understand.
balding.
I understand.
I just felt like at 22,
Yeah.
I should be able to not
Run
have
your
to date
fingers
like
through
an
his
old,
hair.
like he was old.
Yeah.
And I was young.
that.
I'm like, this is not happening.
Yeah.
But I still went on the date, and then I was like, oh, I don't feel well, and then took me home.
So the community, kind of tell me about the community you grew up in. I mean, it sounds really traditional, very kind of...
People are afraid that their daughters won't get married, and so everyone tries to get married really young.
Okay. And is that a specific community? I assume you've lived in New York pretty much your entire life.
Yes, I grew up in Queens, New York.
Okay.
New York.
Okay. do you ever share your maiden name?
It is Kay. I didn't change my name.
Okay.
My last name is mine, and I didn't take Nathan's last name.
Okay.
Social Security. Social Security.
Yes. I get it. I know. And and it's always so hard to change everything and go through just
Yes. So funny story. If you want random stories about me,
yes, please. This is
exactly what we need.
This is it.
We got married. My mother-in-law was so excited, and she booked an international flight for everyone. And my mother-in-law booked me a flight, and she was like, okay, my daughter-in-law, and she puts my name on the ticket as my married name. But like, I had a passport good for 10 years that did not say my married name.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, can you change it? And she's like, you can't change a flight. It's too annoying, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, you know what? I have time. Let me change my passport. So all you have to do to change your passport, your name on your passport, is send in a marriage license.
Okay.
And say, I married this guy. I want my passport to say this last name. They're like, cool. So they send it back.
Okay.
Meanwhile, like a few years into the marriage, I'm like, I don't want to change all my social security, my birth certificate, like health insurance. Everything was so annoying.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Credit cards. So the only thing I had changed was my passport, because it was really easy. My passport goes and expires, and I'm like, I want to change it back to my maiden name, because every piece of information, all my bank accounts, everything says my maiden name. So I send my passport in, and I'm like, they'll just change it back, right?
Right.
They're like, no, we need like 17 proofs. We need
no.
we need a divorce certificate. I'm like, we're not divorced. I just don't have that.
No.
It was really complicated. I had
That's
to like
crazy.
send a dossier saying change it back. I ended up getting it back, but that was really
That's tough.
complicated.
That's tough. So y'all met through this woman,
Yes.
matchmaker. I think that's so awesome. I love that. I just think that's so awesome. And the fact that you didn't pay her, that it just happened.
Well,
Or did you pay her after the fact?
yes.
Okay.
She got a gift. I
She
think
got
she
a
got
gift.
jewelry or something
Oh, okay.
from the moms.
Okay, that's awesome. What's up, Dragon Girl? How are you doing?
But
Good to see you.
if anybody sets you up, like if friends set you up, it's traditional to give them a gift.
I didn't know that. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's a smart thing. I kind of like that. I'm going to start setting more people up and see if I can get some gifts.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Okay, so how long did y'all date?
Maybe like a year.
Okay. Now, is that, and I'll go back, I want to keep going back to traditional just because the New York, Queens,
Yeah.
very Jewish community, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, was that kind of the tradition of a year, or did that just vary based on what was happening at the time?
You're not really supposed to live together till
Right.
you're married. And I mean, I was living at home.
Okay.
He was living with some roommates. But basically, it's just like the next step. Like you're
Yeah.
dating, if you're serious, you either break up or you get married. So we were like, all right. I was like 26.
Okay.
I was like old enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
I want to try something. I'm gonna change this camera angle. I want to put us. I feel like it's confusing for people because we're actually sitting together. So let's just get us in the same shot. How's
we could
that?
do that.
That feels much better. Now I can hold my mic
Get
and we
cozy.
can talk. All right. So the proposal. Should we get Nathan
the
to do the proposal?
proposal?
Nathan, you wanna share the proposal story? Because there's usually two perspectives to a proposal story.
Well, we've told the story a lot, especially over to our kids.
Okay.
So we
Oh.
have like the same version, I think, at this point. We tell it differently, though,
Okay.
I think. Like the words are the same, but the feelings are different.
Okay. You want to come to a mic?
I could tell it if you're
Okay. Okay.
not feeling up for. Maybe do the split screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn this
Fit
that way
everybody.
so that we can try and get. Because at this point, I do not matter. This is all about them, and so let's just get me out completely. I can't get me out
I
completely.
don't know if that one's on.
Guestful. There you go. All
Is
right.
that other mic on?
I will turn it on right now. It is
We
on.
didn't test it.
I did earlier. I always test. Good.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are. You can hold it. You can leave it there. That's totally up to you.
All right, got it. Is it blocking me?
No, you're good.
Okay. So how did I propose? So we had talked about getting married before we did. And I think Melissa was kind of waiting for that to happen.
I wanted to move out. I was living with my parents,
That's awesome.
but also I was saving so much money.
Yeah.
So I took her for her birthday to it's like this spa place. I mean, it's a hotel and there's like no TVs or internet. It's just like a spa hotel thing.
Okay.
And on the way there, I was like, listen, I know that we've been talking about marriage and I don't want you to be like anticipating that I'm going to propose the whole weekend. And then, so like this for your birthday, just, I need
Still
to make
mad.
sure it doesn't ruin.
That's smart though. That could have been.
Oh, I totally just
Yeah.
straight out. I just
Lied.
straight out,
Through his teeth.
straight out
That is
threw
awesome.
her off the trail.
I love it.
I was like, I'm not going to propose because I'm like, you might be thinking that's what's going to happen. And I don't want you to ruin your weekend and like your whole birthday. You're going to be like, oh, he's going to propose. And then you don't. So just enjoy your birthday.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was like
a
right
lie.
around my
It was a lie.
birthday.
Yeah. Still a good one though. I like that. That's a good approach.
Yeah,
it's a very good
You just
approach.
straight out.
It's very Nathan.
Yeah, it's very, you never see it coming because you're
Tell
like,
the
it wouldn't
part.
outright lie.
Tell the part where I
So-
ruined it.
So then I had her. I booked a manicure for her, and then I went and bought some flowers and
Set
got
up the
ready.
room.
And then when she came back from her manicure, she's like knocking on the door, and I'm like at the other end of the room, like roses and shit, and and waiting for her to like come in for like this dramatic moment, and she's like
was
not,
gonna,
and I'm
like,
like open the
open the
door, and she's
door.
like not opening the door, and she's like I can't open the door, my nails. So I got to go to the door and open it, and then run back to my spot, and then and then I proposed. And
And we had a speech. It was like he was shaking, so nervous. I was so nervous.
That's great.
was
That is
cute.
awesome.
Okay, this is what happened.
Now, okay.
He sent me down to the spa to get a manicure, pedicure by myself. So it's fine. It's very boring. Like I can't sit there that long. So when my nails were done, I didn't want to sit to dry. I'm like, I'll just go up to the room and I'll chill. So I went up to the room with like wet manicure to hang out with him because he didn't want to come with me because he had this whole plot. I couldn't get the key card out of my pocket because my nails were wet. So I was like knocking on the door and he was like, you're just supposed to come in. And then he proposes and everything. I'm like, oh my God. And then he's like trying to put the ring on. And I'm like, don't ruin my manicure.
Oh, my kids love that part. I'm like, will
Yes,
you marry
left
me?
out.
And she's like, don't ruin my nails.
It's
That's
so
awesome.
us though.
It is. It's very, very much y'all. Very
He's
much
like
y'all.
mushy and I'm like, clean up your socks.
So, like, and you don't have to tell us everything, but what was the speech he gave? Like, what was the, even if it's just the gist?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was something about like, we're good together. Oh, and then,
Blah, blah, blah. Will you marry me?
okay.
You know?
And then we're at this like fancy hotel that's all
Okay.
like wellness and like don't connect to the world. So no TVs,
Right.
no Wi-Fi. Everyone knows, our whole family, friends, everyone knows that he's proposing. We cannot speak to anyone.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to
No
call
service.
people.
Crazy.
We're out. It's like February. We're outside on our balcony in the snow, like trying to call people. We're like, hello.
She's like trying to call her
I said
sister and to be like,
yes.
I'm engaged.
We
And her
can't-
sister's like, I can't hear
We couldn't
you.
get through to anyone. They're all like, what happened? Did it happen? And we're like,
That's funny.
okay, I guess this. They'll just have to guess.
Yeah.
No one knew. Only I think your parents and my mom.
Oh, I never
think
actually
anyone else knew.
asked.
So hey, what's up, Pretzel? How are you doing? Good to see you. We got Polymaker hanging out around here. I'll
That's
talk
Brit.
to y'all in a minute. I got some more questions for them.
I think that's Brit.
Joel or Nick?
It's Brit.
Oh, is that Brit? Oh, that's who Polymaker Education. I should have known that one. We're going to be talking about that a lot next week. So I didn't see the
There's always
education.
whenever we do anything, there's always a Polymaker spy.
I know, right? Always. So being the traditional thing, so my question to you, Nathan, is that like the dad conversation. Like, did you?
Yeah,
how
I spoke-
traditionally is that?
It wasn't. No, I didn't do it in
different,
any tradition. I didn't ask him.
Okay.
But I did tell him.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my dad
exactly.
was
I was
happy
like,
that you had.
yes, I sat him down and I was like, I'm going to propose.
Okay.
And,
Yes.
he was crying.
Yeah. That's cool.
She's
That's cool.
finally leaving.
She's
I
finally
was his-
leaving. Exactly.
No, I
No,
was
he
his
was very happy.
firstborn.
He was very
I'm
happy.
a daddy's girl.
Okay.
We're very tight.
Yeah.
We have the same personality.
Really?
My dad and
Yeah.
I.
No, I mean, I asked her dad, can I have your daughter? And he said yes. And then, at some point we told her.
Okay.
You know?
And then wedding. How was the
And there were
wedding?
some goats involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Goats
you know,
involved.
there's a
We
dowry
traded a
of
few
goats,
goats.
and we
One chicken.
ironed out the contract. And then once it was
There
all
you
done,
go.
we're like, by the way, you're engaged.
Yeah. Well, that works. That's what I wanted to know. I didn't know traditionally how in New York how that worked.
Yep, that's tradition.
So,
2 goats
Okay.
and a cow.
And a cow. No chickens.
Is there a
Yeah.
cow? No, and
And a
there's
bagel.
some money. There's some money.
I'm sure there's money.
Dozen
There's always
bagels.
money.
Bagel
Bagels.
with lox.
Dozen bagels at
and
that's the engagement
schmear.
party.
That's awesome. And then the wedding. So what was the wedding like?
The wedding was very nice. We had a lot of people.
Like how many?
I don't know, mostly my parents' friends.
Okay. I mean, usually you sit down and you do the whole list.
But they give you money. So that was fun.
So now, do they like? I know.
We had the whole Jewish chuppah thing.
Okay.
We got married
Breaking
in
the
Long Island,
glass.
Breaking the
actually.
glass.
We
In your
did.
neck of the woods,
Crest
Ray.
Hollow Country Club.
We got
Crest
married in Long
Hollow
Island.
Country Club.
Okay. Press Palo.
Crest Hollow.
Okay.
Westbury.
Okay. We're talking
Crest
to
Hollow
Ray
Country
Skolman.
Club.
Ray Skolman's over here.
We'll check on it later. I'm not a member. You can just pay them, and then they give you a wedding.
Okay.
It was really nice.
Yeah, it was a really
Oh, okay.
fancy place, and
Who
all my
wants a wedding story?
country bumpkin friends just
So
jumped in
Ed,
the pool
oh, you
in their
ruined the whole
clothes.
story. Guys, all right, pretend you didn't hear that.
Okay.
This is what happens.
We're pretending.
We're at a beautiful country club, and the whole cocktail hours around the pool. It's really beautiful. And so all our friends are young, like 20s. There's open bar. So they're like, we're going to jump in this pool after. So we're like, okay. So we're like, the wedding's over. We're getting ready to leave. And the wedding was inside.
Okay.
The cocktail hours by the pool. But then we all go inside for dinner and dancing and all that.
Yeah.
So as we're getting ready to leave, I'm talking to the people that work there, and I'm like, I think my friends are in the pool. And they're like, no, we'd know if they were in the pool. I'm like, okay. Go downstairs. Friends are in the pool in suits. I didn't
Sounds
go
like
in
it.
the pool.
You didn't throw her in the pool?
Oh my God, you would have ruined.
I know.
Pretty sure that dress was a rental.
It was
Well, cool.
very
Any
cost
tricks?
effective.
Any tricks during the service, like, in like when you're looking at Baptist or other type religions when they're married, you write things on the back of the shoes so that when they kneel down for the prayer, people can read stuff, or people do little jokes.
Is this what happened at your wedding?
No, it is not.
We have weird
But-
customs. If
okay.
you want to know the weird customs.
What?
Okay, so getting very into it. When you walk down the aisle as a man,
Mm-hmm.
he can't have his shoelaces tied.
Really?
And
I couldn't.
No. And
I didn't remember that.
no, because of the Beis Hamikdash.
Okay.
The second temple is destroyed.
Yes.
And
I
the
gotcha.
woman can't have any jewelry on
Okay.
because she's supposed to be like pure or something.
Right. I gotcha.
So you like give all your expensive wedding jewelry to all your, this is very Jewish, all your like really close friends that you want them to get married. So if they're not married, if they hold a piece of jewelry
Okay.
during the part where you're under the chuppah,
Right.
it's like good luck for them to get married.
Okay.
It's very deep cut.
Yeah. That's cool. No, that's cool. I like other
A lot of
traditions.
mysticism.
I think it's always interesting just to see what people put in from their culture, the things,
Yeah.
the meaning, and everything behind it. I think that's really
When
neat.
you're walking down the aisle, you have like the veil,
Right.
and that's from the Bible, from when Jacob married
Jacob.
the wrong sister.
Yep. Yep.
Right?
He
That
married
was
the
it.
oldest sister.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she was veiled.
Oh, you know your Bible, huh?
Oh. huh.
Old Testament.
Yep. Old Testament's
So
good
we
stuff.
do like the veil. Some cultures in Judaism wear a veil so thick that you can't see
Okay.
their face. I didn't do that.
Right. I get you take a quick peek to make sure you're not getting the wrong.
I know, right?
You're not
Well,
like pulling a
you know,
fast
you
one on you.
Can't like they literally can't see walking down the aisle. They have to look down at their feet and like trust their moms to get them down the aisle because
Oh,
they have
okay.
like 1,000 veils on their face. But
Okay.
I didn't do that.
Well, I mean, if you had worked for 7 years for your wife and couldn't make
Yeah, and then you
sure
got
it was her, that would be a problem.
Wrong wife.
That would be a
I
problem.
always
Then he got to marry a second one. It's like, oh,
I know.
boo hoo. You get a second wife.
2 wives? Really? 2 wives?
2 wives. I always read that part like it was sarcastic. When it's like, he went to bed and then behold in the morning, it was the other sister.
All right. Well, I'm going to take a break here for a second and talk to them and let them know what we're doing. I'm going to put my cell phone here. There I am. Hey, there she is too.
I'm still here.
Hey guys, thank y'all for being here tonight. Keep tapping, keep sharing. We got a little bit longer before the interview is over. It's a lot of fun. Get your questions in the chat room. Gemini just walked in. Gemini's in now.
Hey, Gem.
So just let me know your questions. We can get into some Filament stuff. I'm going to talk. Y'all know me. I like asking the personal questions and finding more about just kind of what's going on in their lives and kind of why they do what they do. A lot of y'all might not know some things as far as like how she picks out filament colors and how they come up with all the different things. So we're going to get into some of that. I think it's kind of neat, just her processes and everything. But I just want to thank y'all for being here. We are at the Fat Cat Fab Lab. So you ought to check this out if you're ever in New York. It's a great little space. Maybe later, when not so many people are around, we can go live. So I don't want to invade people's privacy with my lives. We'll go live again. But come check it out. It's a great little space. A lot of stuff here. If you're in New York, a membership here would probably be pretty awesome. I think Kayla's like, yeah, she's into that. So definitely check it out if you are ever here. It's at the corner of 4th and Chesterfield. 4th and Chesterfield.
Chesterfield.
Isn't that
Never heard that.
Yeah, 4th and
Never heard that
Chesterfield.
street ever
So,
in my life.
if you have a hotel in New Jersey, which is cheaper staying in New Jersey, you can take the Path and it drops you off 2 blocks from here. So it's a great. The Path is an amazing thing from New Jersey and much cheaper hotels and parking. Parking is very important.
It's right off
So-
7th Ave.
Is it 7th?
Well, it's 7th and then West
That's it.
4th.
So West 4th and
Yeah.
Chesterfield.
Down.
Yeah. So it's kind of
We're
right
in
there.
the congestion pricing zone.
Greenwich Village, West Village, NYU, all of that stuff. So, but thank y'all so much for being here. Like I said, keep tapping and everything. Remember, this is a value for value show. So if you get value out of this, I always appreciate the value you add back. A part of doing that is being a part of the community. Join the Discord, jump in, be a part of the community, just so you can find out what's happening here. You can even tell me people that you want to get to know better, and we will try to interview and talk to as many people as possible. We have classes. We just had a really awesome class on AI and looking at prompting for language models. We're going to be doing a class for 3D sculpting a little bit later. Also, March 28th, and this is for all of y'all here, March 28th.
I think I know what this is.
There is a wine and paint. It's a 3D virtual wine and paint. We're going to be meeting on Zoom. And in Zoom, you will have printed your models out and be ready to paint it. And we have KE Creations, who has provided the model. She's also teaching to print. Ray Scullman's going to be one of our guests. We have Paul R. from another filament company. I'm not going to name that.
Out of it. Good, because he freaking crushes.
No, we have Paul R. from
competition.
Newmakers. We have, I'm trying to think through everybody. KE Creations, Tasha Z3D, Nate's Print Shop is going to be there, and Modern Magician. They will all be there as kind of the special guests just to come around and let you get to know them and talk to them. So come be a part of the community. We have things like that all the time. We're just trying to build the community and just learn some new things, because y'all know I'm into the whole live, grow, show thing, right? And if you don't know what that is, I'll talk about that in a little bit. So back to Melissa and finding out more information. We've kind of gone through the traditional stuff. We've learned more about her, and as far as like New York all the way,
Yeah.
right?
Very
like
New York.
school, everything.
We're like, Ray and I are like so New York. Your accent, I try to copy because it's so perfect.
Yeah, his accent is a good accent.
My theory is that our parents, so my parents have the thick, my dad's from Jersey, my mom's from the city, and all of our family members have these thick accents.
Right.
And I feel like the next generation tried to not sound like them at all.
Yeah.
So we all have like you hear it through some words and stuff, but it's not as thick
Yeah.
as like the generation above us.
My family's the same. I don't sound like any of my brothers and sisters. They're
they have,
all
like,
very
thicker-
thick Southern Mississippi, like
But you
deep
can put
South.
it on, I'm sure. And
Oh.
when you're around them, I think it probably comes out
It actually, it has been told to me that
unrecognizable.
it becomes less apparent when I'm around my family. I seem to talk. So because of the profession I was going into, audio, video, and lighting, if I came into a show talking like this and say, hey, we're going to put that speaker over here.
Oh, I love
and
it.
You know, people don't take you seriously. And so
Okay.
I had to learn to kind of hide some of that.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I
Yeah.
kind of shedded my thick New York.
Yeah.
But I can't hide it.
Not all the
Oh.
time. And when you get tired, tired,
Yes.
tired, dog, those are the words that kind of peek out.
Yeah. My best friend growing up came from Brooklyn, and like you can't have to have an accent from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I it got kind of thick with her. But
Okay.
yeah.
So y'all don't live in New York proper now. Y'all live out.
Do you mean not the city?
The city, New York City proper.
We live in Rockland County, which is just north of New York City.
Okay.
So it's not a borough.
Yeah. Now, do you store all the filament at your house?
Our filament is stored at a warehouse in Jersey.
Okay. Okay.
If you've ordered from the warehouse, you know the address
Yeah.
because it comes on your shipping labels.
Yeah.
But don't go there because it's a warehouse.
This is the part
they
of the
don't have
program where I act like I don't know anything and I just
Don't
ask
show
a
up
silly
there.
question. Yeah, don't
That's
show
fine.
up there. Don't show up there.
When we started, we were shipping everything from our house,
Okay.
from our one-car garage,
I heard
which-
garage stories.
just like Apple, us and Apple and Google.
Yeah.
All
There
the
you- that's it.
greats,
Yeah. Cookiecad.
Apple, Google,
Apple,
Cookiecad.
Yeah.
They all start in a garage.
That's
Yeah,
great.
we were shipping out of the house. We first started with a few cases, selling that. Then our first order was like 9 pallets, and it was delivered to
Wow.
our garage.
Oh no.
It was hilarious. We have video of it somewhere.
That's
Like-
that would be awesome.
Oh, we had them like tight so that I could like squeeze through the pallets.
Right.
So when people would order, I would like squirrel through and climb over and get all the filament. It was insane.
What was your very first color?
Mint green,
Mint green.
I think, or coral and mint green.
Okay.
And then we wanted to add a color that we didn't see anywhere because that was the whole point of Cookiecad, was to introduce colors that I couldn't see on the market.
Okay.
So we did coral, which is still not popular.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Not
coral's an
for
interesting
a
color.
reason. Guys,
So
we should drop it, but people do. It
people
does
get it.
sell.
It sells. It sells, and it's got some interesting qualities for multicolor prints to add
It's
some accents
pretty.
and
It's
stuff.
just not.
Yeah. Now, why did you
favorite.
choose coral? Where did that idea come from?
I was looking at other colors on the market, and I thought it was like a missing shade.
Okay.
Apparently, for a
Okay.
reason. No one needs that color. Also, I feel like if we had named it salmon, maybe it would sell more. Right? But
Yeah,
it's literally
maybe.
it's like a salmony
Maybe. I don't
lox.
know.
Call it lox.
Oh, see, that would be that would work. That would work.
Should we do a bagel and lox?
Oh, that would be.
Should it smell like lox?
You could do a do a
Gross.
package. That's great. I like that. That's interesting. That's an interesting idea. So, like, and I hear stories about how you come up with just different filament colors, and there's something that triggers something in your brain, or there's like a project you're working on, and you go, "Oh wait, I don't see that anywhere."
Yeah, well, it started with I want some colors that they're very like I wanted a pink, and it was a very specific. It wasn't a specific shade, but all the pinks were just not doing it for me. They were like not pink enough.
Right.
Just wasn't there, and I was like, there's a hole in the market for a bunch of colors that I'm not seeing, or one company makes it and it's always sold out.
Right.
And so we started with our line of pastels. And then I was like, you know what? Every filament that's multicolor is the full rainbow.
Right.
And I was like, why can't it just be 2 colors that shift back and forth? And that's when I got the idea for unicorn,
Okay.
which is our blue to pink, which is our most
I
popular
was gonna say,
color.
that's like your biggest seller at this
Still most popular. And then I was like, oh, I was like, unicorn, mermaid, that, and then I got like the color palette for a mermaid, and that's how that color came about. Like
Yeah.
I saw in my mind the colors that I wanted.
Yeah. Now
to
you've told me
invoke.
before, like you'd be doing nail polish or something, and you'd go, "Ooh,
Yeah. So I guess I've always enjoyed doing my nails like interesting colors. Like now I have like a lavender, but it's a matte finish. See, it's not shiny.
yeah,
I always just have to do something interesting. So when I go there, they have all these like shimmer powders and mica, and I'm always like sending my manufacturer pictures.
oh,
Like I want filament that looks like these nails.
okay."
Oh, Nathan found a picture from
So this is the back in
our
the day.
garage.
So this is the large. I'm gonna hold
That's
this up
not
to the
even
camera.
all. That's not even the palettes. I have to look for the video of me like crawling through the palette. Yeah.
Yeah, when you said now when you have that much, you take it out of stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, and y'all are your colors are very popular with a certain groups of people as far as like what would you say most of the people who use your filament to print with, what would you say they do?
A lot of hobbyists,
Mm-hmm.
but also a lot of people selling
Yeah.
products, whether it be like little dragon or toys at maker fairs or on TikTok shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray does a bunch of in person because our stuff sells because of the colors are so beautiful and
Right.
vibrant. They really you don't have to do any post processing.
Yeah.
Also, our colors are we have like co-extrusions, so you don't have to have an AMS to get a really pretty print.
Right.
You can just get a small object getting a different shade, and our shimmers really speak for themselves.
They do.
Our gradients also always bring an interesting look to a product. So a lot of that. And then like people are just selling niche little items for their little hobbies. Oh, like all over the place.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that's really cool about it to me is the no post processing. It prints really well, and it's not even like you have to dial it in a crazy amount or anything to get a good print out of it. Especially now on like Bamboo and some of the other printers that are out there. You just exactly right saying you just throw it in a machine and go, and that's a lot of how it works. It is Gemini X say it's that pop is what he
Yes.
says, and it definitely is. And you'll see if you're ever walking through a show, Cookiecad filaments will just jump out there at you.
That's always our feedback at a show. I love your colors.
Even when it comes to
That's
some of
our-
the colors, like you'll run across some companies who have like a burnt titanium or some things that are kind of close-ish, but there's just something about their color and the way it goes, the way it looks that just makes it pop a little bit more, whether it's a little more shimmer or it's a little more color, it's
That
a bolder.
like perfect shade.
Yeah.
I was making the pastel rainbow and I chose the colors and we did like a sample run and I looked at it and I'm like, I need to change that pink. So I'm like, don't do it yet. We're going to change the pink. Swapped out the pink and our contact manufacturer is like, that's the same color. I'm like, I promise it's a different Pantone. It's different. And he ran it and sent it. He's like, oh my God, I see. So much better.
Yeah. Now, do you work in Pantones mostly?
Yes.
Okay. So you're all Pantones.
Yeah.
Is that something that you publish out there and let people know?
I do not. They're kind of like the only thing we can kind of hide
your-
and keep to us because we put out a color, you can see it.
Yeah.
You can copy it by seeing it. So
Okay.
we don't publish our Pantones.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, but
I get it. Oh, I totally understand that. Because there's so many people so many companies will just grab something and try to copy it and get it to market fast and everything.
yeah, I mean,
And-
I don't think that I think everyone would understand why
Yeah.
we wouldn't want to publish
So I think so.
that.
How much back and forth with your filament contact? How much do y'all go? Like, say today we wanted to start a filament.
Ooh, you're
I know
shaking.
my knee hit the leg here. Sorry about that, guys. How much back and forth? Like, you have a color, you call. What's that like? How
When
many
we
test
started,
schools? How many?
it was like, okay, make this sample, send it back. Okay, tweak it. Okay, back and forth. But now he knows my process, so it's much faster.
Okay.
Also, sometimes we just trust our gut and go
Right.
with it. That's never been wrong.
Okay, that's cool. No, and I think
Except
they're
for that
great.
coral.
What happened with my red and black filament? Asks Akuma. Akuma.
I want to make your red and black, but you said you had like a contact that made it because it was some special like satiny matte red and black.
Oh, okay. I feel like that's an offline conversation that needs to be had because that was the red and black would be an
I
interesting
have a
one.
spool of it at home that I haven't
Yeah.
cracked open.
I did same.
It's signed.
Yeah, mine too. I have one. I have one as well. I need to print it open. I need to pull it open and print with it. I want to. I got the 3K roll. Do you have the 3K
Oh no, I just have the one.
So, everyone stole that, and now it's everywhere. Hey, that's what's unique. I'm sure with them you could come up with a pretty
Cookiecad
unique
did not
version.
feel it. We didn't do it. Everyone looks at our stuff, and I would say we inspire. But I am impressed at the amount of companies emulating us.
Yeah.
And we come up with things that didn't exist, like our ombres I didn't see existing, and now a lot of companies are
do.
doing that.
And you
and
probably had some come up to you and say, "Hey, we're going to copy you."
Yeah, probably. People think like, oh, you used like other companies think we copied them in some areas,
Right.
which is unintentional because
Right.
I really try not to look what other people are doing. I try not to see the other companies because I don't want to be inspired by them.
Yeah. No, I get that. Because you're definitely trying to be different. I think you do. Did you ever decide on adding the filament to spool stock?
Oh, we haven't. They haven't reached out to us.
I
I don't
have
know
someone
if
who will
we
do it
should
for
reach
you.
out to them.
I messaged you, but let's talk. I
You
have someone
messaged
who will
me?
do it for you.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll talk. All right.
Yeah.
We'll get it in there, guys. We'll get it in there. There's a process. It's really easy.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So stay tuned for that. That's going to happen. Anywho, so questions. Y'all have questions over here. Emerald green.
Emerald green is coming soon.
Okay.
But I didn't
All
pick
right.
it yet, but I will. I did a teal, and that was hard.
Oh, we have a question.
It was a mint.
Was your first color really a green? Was the question.
If you consider mint a green, then yes.
Why mint? Why?
It's so pretty.
I not disagree with that, but what
Because it's the
inspired
prettiest green.
Was there a
I
print
like it.
that you wanted to do, or was there something?
So when I started, I was printing cookie cutters for my
Right.
shop. And there were some other companies also selling 3D printed cookie cutters. And so I wanted my own unique color. When you see it, it's like, oh, it's hers.
Okay.
Because that was my original business.
Yeah.
Now I don't really do that much.
Yeah.
But
She has great cookies. I actually got to taste some cookies for the first time.
I forgot I wanted to bake cookies for
so-
tonight.
Yeah, they're really, really good cookies.
ran out of
guys.
time.
If you ever get a chance, they usually have some at their booth. If you
I'll
ask
try to bring
nicely.
I'll try to bring to our next.
Are y'all doing Remurf?
We'll be at Remurf.
Okay. Do y'all go to anything like Rapid TCT or any of those?
What did we do, Nathan? Our other
Are y'all
did we
doing
do Rapid?
Rapid?
We went to Open Sauce.
Yeah. Okay.
We sponsored a party at Rapid.
Okay.
If you couldn't hear Nathan.
Are y'all doing anything at the Detroit Rapid TCT? No. Okay. Okay. Attend? Okay. Awesome. I'll be there. I'm excited. This is my first time to go, so I'm excited about it. Yes. Favorite prints with Cookiecad?
I love a lot of prints. Oh yeah, someone printed a working
I
violin.
didn't see the
And
violin.
there's a company, Rocket Prints, I think. They
Yeah.
print guitar straps in our filament.
Okay.
It's really cool. Yeah, I like the.
Well, so are they using your TPU for that? Or
I'll show you later. There's like little. They look
Oh.
like little studs, like
there's
beads.
okay. I gotcha.
Someone
I
printed a
gotcha.
friendship bracelet in our filament, like the little beads.
Yeah,
I would
that's
love
cool.
to print beads and have like
That'd
a
be
little
awesome.
station at Remurf for kids to make their own
Yeah.
bracelets.
That would be good. That would be good.
Oh, I will hit
What?
it up.
Y'all are missing conversations. I had a mic on the audience, and y'all could hear what they were saying.
I know. So the person that made the friendship bracelets made a file, so I was gonna use hers, but also I can check out Polymaker Education.
So y'all have started taking your lines, and you're starting to move from just PLA to PET-G. Now you're doing some TPUs.
Yes, and ABS.
And ABS. Forgot ABS. Yep. And yeah, that definitely all in on TPU, and the TPU is looking amazing. I'm really
yes.
loving some
So
of that.
we had Alan Mandick built a
Voron.
Cookiecon. I'm going to Cookiecon this weekend.
Ooh.
It's a real thing.
It's a real
We
thing.
can talk about it later. Cookiecad. He built a Voron,
Right.
but he also built a Death Racer, and he used our TPU for the treads.
Right.
And we're one of the first to do a gradient TPU.
So right now it's like
that
you're
looked
because you got
beautiful.
the unicorn in TPU,
Yeah.
you've got mermaid in TPU.
I don't think we have mermaid.
Y'all don't? Oh, I thought y'all did.
We have Pixie Dust,
Pixie
Dark
Dust.
Magic, coming out with Funfetti.
Dark Magic is my favorite. I
And-
love Dark Magic.
Funfetti TPU,
Have you seen the Funfetti?
Green Apple Elixir. It's here. Oh, it's here. I think I don't know if Nathan brought it. Yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
maybe he brought it in.
We've
We
got
have some
a
of
lot
the new stuff
Cookiecad
here.
colors over there that y'all can't know about.
So yeah, we are adding to, well, people asked for pretty ABS, pretty TPU,
Yeah.
and that's what we do. We appeal to our customers.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I know Gemini's been using our TPU to print little squishy toys.
Yeah.
Is really amazing. That's a really
Gemini does some good work. I really enjoy his stuff. He does. All
Ray
right.
also prints really good things.
Ray prints good things too.
That's actually mostly Mrs. Scoman. That in my shows, like, I'm effectively retired.
He's giving Mrs. Skolman all the credit. All the credit.
She does all the printing.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
nice.
great. All right. Y'all have any more questions?
Do you guys want to hear about
Anybody?
Cookiecon?
Cookiecon? Y'all want to hear about Cookiecon, guys?
Okay.
Raise your hand if you want to hear about Cookiecon. Raise your hand. I've got 3 hands here. All right. I need to see some hands in the chat. Give me some interaction here.
All
Come
right.
on.
Basically a cookie convention where, so this is how I explain it. You know how like Remurf is like 1,000 men and 5 women?
Mm-hmm.
So Cookiecon is 1,000 women and 5 men.
Okay.
And they all geek out over baking sugar cookies. And it's super fun. It's a weekend where there's classes, so you can learn techniques. You learn from influencers. You learn from all different people that are big. Yes. Decorated sugar cookies.
Okay. All
I
right.
will stream from the
Please
show.
do. So, like, give me like a tip to make sugar cookies. But like to me, it's a sugar cookie. You make it one way. That's it.
Oh my gosh, you have so much to learn. Where do we start? I went to pastry school. I started in cookies and cakes. So that's how I got that's how this whole thing happened.
Right.
From me literally attending Cookiecon. Basically, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Well,
We'll go through that story in a second then. I assumed everybody knew that story, so I wasn't talking about it. We'll go through the story of how Cookiecad started then.
if
Let's
you want
get the
the
cookie tip.
I've said this story a lot. I feel
I
like
know.
people here know it,
I feel
but
like, yeah.
all right, where do we begin? I was a pastry chef.
Right.
I worked in a bakery for 10 years. I started my own baking company. I went to French pastry school to learn classic
Okay.
baking techniques. And having my little pastry business in my house after I left the bakery, and Nathan's in software. He was working in a company with his mom doing software, IT, and not IT. What were you?
What were you like soft when you
He
worked
was
with
like,
your mom?
so he went to, oh, okay. So he went to New York Maker Fair,
Okay.
and he sees Joe Pruscia there with his little booth because he was little at the time. It was like 2012.
Wow, that's awesome.
And he sees Printed Solid with their little booth, and he was really nice. And he comes home, he's like, I want a 3D printer. And I was like, okay. He's like, they cost a lot of money, and they come in a million pieces. But I could print you cookie cutters, because, like, that's a thing that it can do. And I'm like, all right. So he builds this monstrosity. It looks like a BOM boom.
Okay.
And it's like wires everywhere. It looks crazy because it was before all these.
What was your first printer?
Mendel Max 2.
Mental Max 2? Okay.
2.85 filament. So he has this thing built, and he's like, okay, what should I print? And I'm like, I need a cookie cutter for a cake, a very specific shape.
Mm-hmm.
So he designs it, and I use it on a cake. It's like a ship's wheel, captain wheel. So it's a very intricate shape to cut out a fondant. But with a cookie cutter, it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So I post the cake on my blog. That was blogging at the time.
She's a blogger, guys.
And all the comments are, whoa, where did you get that cookie cutter? How did you make that shape? Did you hand cut it? I was like, oh, open up an Etsy shop and start selling this cookie cutter. And then every time I made a cake with an interesting shape that I printed, I would just post the cookie cutter for sale.
Cool.
So after a while, Nathan was getting sick of modeling my cookie cutters. So he wrote me a program, which is Cookiecad now.
Yeah. And if you go to the website, you can actually use that program.
Yes, if you go to our website,
Yeah.
you can design your own cookie cutters for free, print them at home. It was very basic at the time. I had to do some like weird typing to make it do what I wanted, but it worked. He was still working in the software with his mom in the company. Once they sold it, he's like, well, what do I do now? And I'm like, my friends at CookieCon are buying 3D printers. They're going to want the program. He's like, no way. So he like puts it online, and I bring my iPad, and I'm like, guys, would you use this? And I like show them, upload a photo, makes a STL, and they were like, oh, yes. So I'm like, okay, go to this website. So people start going and using it, and he's like, people are using it. Like, this is weird. And then more and more people are using it, so he's adding features, features. And yeah, now we have a whole lot of users in that. People are using it for their businesses. People are using it for clay.
Okay.
All sorts of hobbies.
Anything for cutters and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, we have cake toppers on there. We're adding, we have practice cookies.
Okay.
So if you, polymer clay jewelry.
Pottery, jewelry. Okay. Leatherwork. Okay. Okay. Now that's cool. That's
All
cool.
sorts of people, different hobbies.
Okay. And so based on your story, then you went, oh, I'm selling these cookie cutters. I don't like the color of them. I want it to be better.
At the same time where, I was selling. So I was like, you know what? If we don't sell it, like we had to order like 100 spools or something.
Right.
Like, but we also have a print farm. So we'll probably go through it. But we had all these cookie cutter ladies that were using Cookiecad that didn't really know anyone in the 3D printing space
Right.
except for me. So they reached out and they were asking me questions, and then they also wanted Pretty Filament. So
Right.
they were our first customers,
Okay.
buying our filament for their cookie cutters, creating a community of cookiers, is what we call ourselves.
Cookiers. Cookiers. I
Or
did not know that.
cookiers.
Cookiers.
Yeah, and that was like a really big foundation of how we started our filament sales.
That's cool. That is really cool. Now, along with that, and I won't make Nathan talk about it any, but he's like developing a whole CAD program now, and it's online at the website. There's
Yes.
a lot of stuff on your website just besides Filament.
Yeah, we also have CAD, which
Cadit.
is an easy to use CAD software that he's been building. He just did a major update to it like right before we got here. And I'm like,
Oh.
why did you do that? Oh, you waited?
He's waiting.
Okay.
He'll do it on the way
Every
home.
time he has an update, he does it like Friday afternoon, and then everything breaks. Or like, I'm like, we're going to hang out with people. Don't do an update right now.
Well, you know.
So he waited. He
oh,
listened.
We're gonna go hang out with people. That's
Took
exactly
15
why
years,
he updates.
but he listened one time.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
I'm like, you don't want to be busy fixing what you broke because
Yeah.
something always breaks.
Yeah, it does. Yes, as Skilledson it is. It's a really neat story. And they're a great couple to get to know, great family. They've been a lot of fun to work with and just get to know. You'll see them at all of the different festivals that we go to. So anytime you show up at either Rocky Mountain or
Printopia, 3D Printopia.
are y'all going to do the Indiana one this year? I know
Murph,
that one. Yeah.
I don't know when it is. What else we have
haven't
going
seen it
on?
yet.
We usually drive to it. It's like 11-hour drive
Yeah.
for us. Yeah, we
yeah.
usually find out
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
the day
like
before.
it's like the garage festival. It's like
Yeah.
it's got that feel. It's
It's
really got
fun.
a nice.
It's
Is fun. I
hard
enjoy
for
it.
us though, because it's like right when my kids had just finished school, and so we usually schlep them along, and it's like dusty and
It is.
hot. They don't love it there.
Are y'all going to do the game this year? Is the game coming with everywhere?
Oh,
'Cause-
maybe
'cause
it
y'all
never
f-
went to Remurf, right? Has the game
I
been
don't
to
think it's-
Rocky Mountain?
No, I don't think it's been to Remurf.
Oh yes, it was. It was developed for open source,
Right.
which was
After.
right after Remurf.
Yeah.
So it could. I think it should come to Remurf this year.
Which means that the vending machine has never been to Remurf either. So
Yeah.
that'll be awesome. That'll be great. It's a really, really cool vending machine and a really fun game. If you remember it's a childhood game of mine. It's very stressful.
Perfection pops in your
Perfe- yeah,
face.
it's awesome, though.
Oversized perfection, and it pops with air pressure.
Yeah.
100 pounds of pressure.
100 pounds of air pressure. There's an actual compressor built into it. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. Well, guys, this is it. Last questions. We're gonna close this thing down and get moving out of here. I'm gonna have to pack
Your
up. and
hardest
I want to spend
question.
time. Give us
Most
a really nice
awkward
hard question.
question.
While we're waiting on a question from them, if you had a message from Cookiecad or even just from yourself for the 3D printing community, what would you like to say to the 3D printing
Ooh.
community as a whole?
I would say that you should not get bogged down in what other people are doing and other people that are copying you, and just focus on yourself, because no one can get in your mind, and just push forward, get your own ideas, keep going, and you'll be unstoppable. There's so much room for everyone.
Yeah.
There's so much room. Look how many filament companies there are.
Oh, I know. I know.
There's plenty of space for everyone.
And there's so many people that still don't know about 3D printing. You know,
Yes.
you meet them every day, so there's plenty of room.
Oh, today we had Orange and Rockland, which is our gas company,
Uh-huh.
gas and electric, and they had to come to the office to like install a sensor. And the technician comes in and he sees all the printers, and he stays for like 30 minutes because he has so many questions.
That's great.
It's amazing, but also we can never get any work done because anyone that shows up for a rent, then they need like a whole tour,
Yeah.
and they have so many questions. The fire inspectors, they hang out.
The fire inspectors,
Yeah,
that's
they
a
have-
little scary.
No, they have to come for, to check if we have the exit lights and
Right.
stuff. So once a year they come and they're like, "Whoa, what's going on here? What's that? How does that?" Love it.
Yeah. They usually tell me I'm using too many extension cords.
Oh, no, they don't. We don't get in
Yeah.
trouble for any of that.
Well, Virginia has weird things. Like, you can't permanently run an extension cord across the room to plug into something. Like if you can't plug it, if they come in and there's an extension cord going across the floor, they consider it permanently installed. And so they tell you that you have to unplug everything. And so anyway, I just plug it back in when they leave. So
That never happens.
it never happened.
Of course,
It never
you don't
happened.
do that.
So, well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. Nathan, thank you so much for being a part of this with our live studio audience here,
Show
guys.
them,
Our
show
very
them.
first one. Let me show them again. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I got to do the show. There we go. And we're going to swing over to Nathan over there. There he is. There he is. But thank y'all for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this. They are awesome people. If you get the chance to meet them,
He has to say
meet
that.
them. No, I don't have to say that.
'Cause
I
I'm
actually
right here.
believe that. She'd put, they're horrible. They're just.
Yeah, I want to hear what you really think about
I
me.
just drove to New York to talk to them. But they're a lot of fun. Go to the booth, meet them. I still want that connector for y'all's filament spools. Are y'all ever going to release that?
We need to post it.
Did you? Okay. They have this really cool connector that connects all of their spools together so you can make a wall of them. It's really neat. And you can see that at their booth as well. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to play the music now and we're going to get out of here. Thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all know this show would not happen if y'all weren't here to watch it. I would just be us talking to nobody. And so I really appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate you so much for the gifts and the likes and subscribing and the new followers and everything. Gosh, y'all add so much value to me. I hope I add value to you. But always remember, there's the 3 things I want you to focus on every week. First, I want you to live life to the fullest. All right, that's really important. That's what we're here for. We want to live. 2, we want to grow in wisdom. Growing in wisdom is what lets us live life to the fullest and get to the place where we can do the things that we love, right? And then once you learned it, you want to show what you have learned generously, guys. So thank you so much for being here. I hope we showed you what we learned.
Yeah.
I mean, life experiences and stuff, that's a great show right there. So thank you guys. Y'all have a good night. I will see y'all next Thursday with Creatrix Britt. She's standing. Come on, quick. There we go.
Coming
All right,
next
there
week.
she goes.
A drive-by
It's going to
Brit.
be an awesome interview. And Tuesday, I'm going to be putting a Voron 2.4 together. So come laugh at me while I do that. So I will see y'all
From start
next-
to finish?
From start to finish. I'm halfway through, actually.
Oh, nice.
So see y'all later, guys.